Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of the Bold and the Beautiful Review and Recaps with Deb Chanel's 48th World. Hey, it was kind of cute. It was kind of cute today. Kind of cute. Let me get right on into it. We have Mama Bear is back at home, embracing and kissing on Papa Bear. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Don't you supposed to be at the office? Last episode, you were at the office trying to do your little speech thing, get the crowd warmed up and this, that, and the third. So how the heck did you get back from the office back at home to check on Eric, Papa Bear? Okay. Maybe you could do it there. Yeah, it's just like going out one door into the next door. Y'all don't never go no home. It's just going to another set. So I could appreciate that thought anyway. Then we get to infidelity whore. She's in Forrester Creation CEO's office like she still owns it or whatever. I'm sure she done got the memo. I'm sure Daddy Rusty Dusty told her they're out. Mama Bear's in. But anyway, she hold another session without lame ass Liam being there. Okay. She goes on for her second treatment for her removal of her tattoo with the same little Oriental or Asian doctor. Okay. Getting money from her left and right. I guess he'd be ready to pay off a second mortgage. Okay. So I was okay that crazy bozo the clown Liam one with her rooting her on this, that, and that. I wonder was he at home cleaning the house for her or making lunch and dinner for her. I guess that's what he do because he's just at home stay bozo the clown type of man these days. He worships infidelity whore, her every beck and call. But then we move on from that scene because it's dusty. It's so dusty. Anyway, we go to none other than Donkey Ass and Loosey Goosey talking about what Silly Rabbit saw on the plane. I'm like, what are y'all talking about it for? You were two consenting adults. Donkey Ass had already said he was through with her. He threw caution to the wind and found more sex acts with you, Loosey Goosey. What is the problem? I know it's no problem with you, but look who you're messing with. You're messing with a guy that just likes to go between the both of you, meaning Silly Rabbit and Loosey Goosey. He ain't changed up, so why don't y'all do the darn thing and change up on his behind and be done with him? Finish. Finito. Over. Out. You know what I'm saying? Choose another man. But don't be like Spencer Man and Bozo the Clown Liam, where y'all go between women in the same family and this, that, and the third. Let's not go between the men like that. You're both better. Leave Donkey Ass in the dust, okay? In the desert with no water, okay? For him to realize what fate means when you keep doing stupid things, okay? There are definitely reactions and actions, consequences for negative actions. You understand where I'm going with this, people? Okay. Then we go to Go Getter. She's at the office seeing her baby sister, Silly Rabbit. She wants to know what's going on. Have you talked to the boy? You didn't come back home. If you did, I was asleep. And you didn't wake me up. You didn't do none of this, that, and the third. So what's going on, sister? I want to know what's going on. What's going on? And of course, Silly Rabbit just looking stupid. They're looking stupid. Like, I just don't know what to say. That's what she gave me anyway. So then we go to my sweet, sweet Katie. She's over visiting Papa Bear, which is Eric, and they're having a nice little conversation. And he's like, at first I thought she would dare to give him some physical therapy treatment. I'm like, now when did Katie go to school to be a physical therapist? You know, she's all in shape in her little workout gear. I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe I missed a couple episodes, didn't know what was going on. But anyway, she's over there with ulterior motives. But you know, she has to do the darn, oh, excuse me, y'all. She has to do the darn thing and make like she cared about him. She's worried about him. You know, I'm like, really, really sweet Katie. Really? But anyway, she goes on with her little spiel. So then we go back to Mama Bear. She's back at the office and she finds Infidelity whore there. And of course, they have their little words amongst each other and this, that, and the third. They make a little small talk, you know what I'm saying? A little nice, nasty conversation. Then we leave that situation. We go to Donkey Ass. He's still under the impression that Silly Rabbit is carrying Go Getter's child as well as Greedy Ass Want the Whole World Rick's baby. Okay? Little do he know. Little do he know. Okay? So we have Silly Rabbit is telling Go Getter what she saw when she got there on the plane. She lied for one. She said, "Wasn't nobody on the plane, this, that, and the third." But yes, it was. The pilot was still on the plane. He's trying to get him some, I guess, to eat on, going home or whatever. Because, he had to take drive his own self home. He had drove the plane. And he had to sit there and drive himself home. But she met with the pilot, and the pilot told him, yeah, they still on board. And so she just lied. I'm like, get it together. Tell the whole truth or leave it all alone. But anyway, she basically said, she didn't find nobody on the plane. She went through the plane, didn't see nobody, and she just went on back in the cockpit. Well, not the cockpit, because that's where the pilots be, but the suite that they have on the plane for executives, you know what I'm saying? Little private suite. So she opened up the door and she saw Donkey's ass in there with Lucy Goosey in the bed. She didn't see them actually, having lustful sex, which I thought they should have had that going on and them just sleeping. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like that part. I was like, y'all could have played that up a little bit more, giving me a little bit more meat on my meal than what y'all giving. But I'm okay. You ain't feeding me salad right now, so I'm okay. Because last time you had me on salad and water a couple of episodes back, so I'm fine with that. Anyway, and, of course, Go Getter just sitting there like in shock because she's thinking her sister, Silly Rabbit, had told him that, we didn't go along. I didn't go along with it. I was just thinking about you. I had a last moment change and this, that, and then I couldn't do it. But, no, she didn't do that. No. Then she talking about he was running after me. I'm like, oh, Silly Rabbit, when are you going to always stand up for your own self? When are you going to do this? Because you're getting on my nerves. We go for that situation. We go back to my sweet, sweet Katie and Papa Bear. Still making small talk about the family. He's saying, everybody who comes in this household, I don't care who they are, they're going to have to respect my wife. If they don't, they're going to get the hell on. That's just pretty much it. And then my sweet, sweet Katie said, well, am I welcome in your house? And he looked at her like, okay, if you respect my wife, yes, you work him all day, every day. But if you can't respect her, you got to get the hell on. That was cute. And they both laughed about it. Okay, then we go back to Mama Bear and Attention Whore having small talk still about, closure with the Spencer man and marriage situation and this, that, and other issues as well. And then we had a church horse. She's still trying to, give somebody some orders. Talking about, but if you want to show good faith, if you really want to make this thing, you're going to have to do this, that, and the other. I'm like, infidelity whore. When are you going to learn you do not have the card? You do not have the card now to pass go. Your ass is in jail with the rest of the family. When are you going to learn there is no more ordering, giving from you unless you're going to be doing it on Spencer Man? But Spencer Man don't give a shit about you no more. Not really. He already told you, I'll give you a divorce. That's what you want, but it's a big mistake. But hey, it is what it is. He already sent you, put your shit in boxes to have you come pick them up and all like that. So I'm pressing right now that you can seem like you could boss around is Bozo the Clown dumbass, dumbass Lamb. Okay, you got that, so rule him. Do you rule yourself? Stop it, Bozo the Clown. But that's pretty much all you're gonna be doing. From what I see and what the writer's giving me, you don't have any more power. You really never had it. You know what I'm saying? You just insinuated having it. So please sit yourself down with your little sore hand and your mixed up mind. I can't stand you, girl. Anyway, I'm like, Black Widow, sit down somewhere, okay? So I don't have to stop calling you, what do you call it? Infidelity her and just put the Black Widow back on you because that's what you pretty much giving me. I wish you change your hair color too back to some kind of blonde or something or lighter because you're giving me a whole nother Black Widow scenario type. Now I'm not even liking it. Kill the visual. But anyway, baby, I'm sorry, Mama Bear is asking about, can we just come to a compromise? I really need you to help me with the rest of the family to get on board with this fashion show thing, to understand that it's for the good of the company, it's good for your granddad, as you say you love and care about him, then can we just do this? And of course, Black Widow is just looking at her like, no, you just want me and your son to get back together. And I was like, did she just tell you you gonna do what you want to do, and her son is gonna do what he want to do? And right now you could care less about their marriage or how it has turned out. Look, that's between you, Spencer Man, and Bozo the Clown. Okay, I ain't got nothing to do with that. All right, so stop looking at it like I'm trying to bribe you. I'm asking you to help me help your grandfather Eric's company stay successful. You dumb Black Widow woman. But anyway, we go on back to Donkey's ass and Lucy Goose. They're still asking about why was Scilla Rabbit at the plane? Why did she come to the plane? Why did she come to the strip? What was her motive? I'm like, you will find out sooner rather than later, Donkey's ass. Okay. Then we go to Go Getter. She's asking Scilla Rabbit, you said Donkey's ass was in the bed with Sasha. What? How did that come about? Oh, Lord. We did all this to you. Then, of course, Scilla Rabbit said, no, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was him. It was dumbass. And then we can't forget about Lucy Goosey. I'm like, what? Then, so, Go Getter just said, hey, you just need to forgive him, forgive the situation, and try to move on. And she like, so you trying to say you want me to forgive Donkey's ass? I'm like, nah, just throw him in the river. Whatever. Who gives a shit whether you forgive him or you not? Do you want the man or you don't? Consequences. You could have just sat and told the boy that you weren't going through with this situation. Y'all had talked about it. Guess what? You went behind his back and changed up the script. So guess what? Consequences. Your reactions made a reaction, or your actions made a reaction to how Donkey's ass viewed your relationship. So he took it to the next step. But he said he wanted to be with this. That was fuck shit you did. So he's finna go and do what he got to do, which he fucked it up a little bit more. But we're at the point now. Look, writers, either put them together or separate them. I'm tired of this going back and forth. We have enough with Flip Flopper and Dusty Rusty and Dollar Bill. I'm sick of this. Let's have one people or one group doing one thing and another group doing another thing. We don't need the same type of plots coming in everybody's relationship. Okay? We need to kill it. But anyway, we move on. I digress. We have what's the name? Scilla Rabbit just trying to give a visual of what she saw in her mind, what she physically did saw happen in actuality about the scene of seeing Lucy Goosey and Donkey's ass in the bed. And she just talking about she was horrified. I was like, nah, you weren't horrified because a horrified black woman would have got in some do work. We would have been pulling people covers out. We've been picking up books. We've been picking up shoes. We definitely would have had to do some do work on the man, okay, on Donkey's ass. And then we would have probably pulled some hair and from our sister Lucy Goosey, you know what I'm saying? But everybody would have got worked on that day. Compliments of Scilla Rabbit, you know what I'm saying? But she ain't no G, she ain't no rider, she don't know. I'm like, send her back to Chicago, Illinois. Where's Vivian? Why haven't they shown Vivian and Julius at this time? I'm like, my goodness. Where are her parents? Where are they? Did they go back and then tell us they had went back to Chicago, Illinois? I'm not understanding this, people. But anyway, okay. I'm like, okay, Lucy Goosey and Donkey's ass. Yes, they did unprotected sex because I don't remember seeing him pull out nothing, but then they don't necessarily have to say they pulled out nothing. But since he went on a rush to go to Hawaii, he didn't have time to pack up nothing. He didn't have no stash. You know what I'm saying? Unless he told the pilot to stack up on some condoms, get all that straightened out. But I don't think he did. He ain't that kind of guy. But anyway, it is a good horrific thing you should be feeling, Scilla Rabbit, because yes, with no unprotected sex and how they probably got it in, there is a baby making in the process. Okay, so yeah, you should be horrified. You should be blown away and seek medical attention for the anxiety and the insomnia and any other type of emotional disturbance you're going to have for the future episodes to come. Okay, that's just how I look at it. Because guess what? Your half sister might be with child. Okay, we go to commercial. We come back. We have Papa Bear and my sweet, sweet Katie talking about, of course, none other Dollar Bill, Flip Flopper, and Dusty Rusty. Okay, we move on for now. Papa Bear's talking about um my sweet Katie getting another man in her life. He thinks that's what she needs. She needs to forget about Dollar Bill. He's now one of his favorite people anyway, but then his son, Dusty Russ, is not one of his favorite people at this moment either. But my sweet Katie does say, she had ulterior motives for being there too. She needs a favor. And Papa Bear talking about I knew it was something else. You just didn't come by. You didn't come out just to see me. Of course he was joking and stuff of that nature, but he told my sweet, sweet Katie, anything you want, I will make sure it happens. Yes. What do you need, baby? So then we can leave that situation. We go back to Mama Bear. She's talking about being a realist to Black Widow. She wants support from Black Widow and the rest of the family. And she thinks she can get Black Widow to do that for her. She just wants Black Widow to get all the family members on board with the company's business, with dealing with her temporarily. She don't want to be in this type of situation. She's only doing it because her husband, her Papa Bear, told her to lead the company until he can come back. So that's not an unfair type of instructions they should go by, especially when Black Widow says she cares so much about the family business, her granddaddy and her father does this, that, and the other. Okay. Then we go back to Go Getter and Greedy Want Everything, talking about Silly Rabbit and Dumbass. Okay, then we have Dumbass. He don't found not silly rabbit in the studio trying to concentrate on work or whatever she do. Cause I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is she doing at the Force Creation. What exactly is her job other than just showing up periodically doing this, that, and the third? I don't understand what title role does she have at the company, y'all. I don't know, because first it was like a little assistant to the assistant for a studio or apparel for the photography studio. But I don't know what she do, y'all. I don't know what she do. And God knows she's not a forester. So I'm not understanding. I'm just not understanding. But I guess she considered the forester family. Now they'll find her something. Put her name on the door and let have, because that's what they do when you have your own family business. You know what I'm saying? They just create emptyless job titles. But anyway, he finds her and he goes in. She tried to run from him. I like, see, there we go, silly rabbit. You're running from consequences, actions. Why are you running from this man that you say you love? Why do you have to keep chasing you? What's up with that? You done been chased enough. Just stand still and talk and listen. Okay? We need you to just sit, talk, and listen. Stop running. So then we go back to my sweet Katie. She's asking Papa Bear to get her into some prep Ivy League school for her little boy Will. Only reason why she didn't go to Dollar Bill, because Dollar Bill done made so many enemies around the state, country, global. They don't like Dollar Bill. And she knows she put her name down there or put some significance of, Dollar Bill being the dad of Will. They wouldn't let him in. They wouldn't let him in. So she's pretty much saying, she was taking a tour of the school. She saw there was a wing dedicated to Papa Bear. And she said, I know Eric Foster. That's my guy. He family. Oh, I don't need Bill Spill. So okay, let me see if I can beg him to put this child in this school. Because all of Papa Bear's children went to the school. So of course, when you have that kind of outlook on life and you're up there with the who's who, and you're in the fashion business, it's just we're talking about another Karl Lagerfeld, Michael Kors, people of that nature, the big, big, heavy people in the fashion industry. You know what I'm saying? Um, Coco Chanel type of styling. But of course, we know Lagerfeld had took over her empire, and it is what it is. But y'all know what I'm talking about. We're gonna leave it right there. Y'all know all the fashion hitters. But he said, I think I can do that for you. I think I can. I know some people. I'm like, man, you own the school. Probably what you talking about? You know some people. Of course. Shoot in, going to buy them boys' clothes or whatever. Get a tuition fee check going. Yes, honey. Yes. He's cream of the crop. Mr. Will Spencer will be getting into that school. All right, moving on from that situation. So my sweet Katie was pleased with, the endorsement of Papa Bear Forrester. So it's a shoe in. He's there. Sign him up. Okay. Anyway, we leave there. We go to Mama Bear and Black Widow still make a small talk. It seems like she done push some buttons where Black Widow is considering her idea. But we don't know. We don't know what they're going to give us for tomorrow's episode on the 10. But we're going to be looking. Yes, we are. Then we go back to Go Getter is telling greedy ass wanted all Rick, her husband, what had transpired with Donkey's ass and Silly Rabbit when she went to the airport to greet him home and this, that, and third, what all she saw, what she didn't tell him, and this, that, and third. And it's just a whole big mess. And both of them just shaking their head, wishing they never put this girl in this poor situation because just poor judgment all the way. Wow. Round, I should say. Anyway, we go to the last and final scene. We hear Donkey's ass and Silly Rabbit talking about why was she there on the plane. She goes and say this, that, and the third. I'm like, stop pumping up your chest, Silly Rabbit. You ain't that kind of chick. Just go on and tell the boy so he can be, upset. But he's going to have to be looking like, hey, he might have a baby on the way. Or at least that's what I want the writers to write that little part in. Go on, let Miss Sasha. Yes. Miss Lucy Goosey get her Forester man because Silly Rabbit ain't ready for no Forester man. She can't even hold one. She can't even hold the one that just got adopted into the family. You know what I'm saying? She can't hold his attention. She's kind of I don't know. She's not sexually attracted to herself, her essence, and she got a nice body, got a nice face, but she ain't owned it. You know what I'm saying? Now Lucy Goosey, she done owned it, done rented it out, done put it up for sale. Everything. She ready to live that type of life. She's about that type of life. And when she make decisions, they be strictly for her and who she's trying to get with. Now Lucy Goosey, I don't know what not Lucy Goosey, Silly Rabbit. I don't know what she got going on. I'm telling she need to go on back to Chicago, Illinois. That's pretty much her speed, getting some out of college, come back with some wisdom, okay? And some miles under her belt when it comes to dealing with the opposite sex. Cause she ain't got it, y'all. She ain't got it. I'm sick of her. I'm sick of everybody treating her like she Mother Teresa, which she even recognized she ain't no saint. She ain't no saint, but she ain't no outgoing personality extrovert like most of us are. You see what I'm saying? We got to do what we got to do. Okay? And if some consequences come for our negative actions, we're going to be on deck to deal with them. We're going to be on deck to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But Silly Rap, no. I don't know where she need to go. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed my review. That's all I could give you on the Bold and the Beautiful review on Wednesday, November the 9th. I look forward to you talking with you again, dialoguing on, my Instagram account, not Instagram account. Where y'all be reaching out to me? Oh, y'all, my videos through YouTube. Okay. Go on and gather your thoughts. Hit me with some questions of what I think about a certain situation. I've been getting a lot of people talking to me about it, and I love talking to them about it because I always respond back. Okay. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all tomorrow. God will, or I should say the Lord willing. And we shall do this thing again. All right. Peace and blessings to you all. And if you got sided with the elections, don't worry about it. They only in there for 4 years. Okay. They only in there for 4 years. We can always make a change. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.